Hey everybody, Zach Beach. Welcome to another Deal Structure Sunday. Today I want to talk about my own personal property. If you went back, it's probably about 2 years ago now. If you went back, I had some initial projections on a property that I purchased personally on a lease purchase. Now you may be wondering, why did you purchase the property on a lease purchase? Well, I'm self-employed. I need time for seasoning. So I cherry picked. I'm the one that acquires most of our properties here for our personal investment company. So I saw every single lead that came through the door. So I always had my radar out for any property that was in a specific area that my family and I wanted to purchase or really to live in. So when a property came across my desk, I happened to be at a John Martinez event in St. Louis, and this was the only property that I called on because I knew it was something that I wanted. And our family was growing, and we wanted to get out of Newport, Rhode Island, and move a little bit more out into the country per se. So now that the property has officially been sold, so what happened was I moved into this property believing that we were going to stay. I truly thought that we were buying this property where eventually we were going to use our structure of a lease purchase to eventually go ahead and go get our own loan. Well, life changes. So what we did is we made a pivot and we ended up putting this property on the traditional market. So I'm going to walk you through this and give you some numbers here so that way you can clearly articulate what I'm talking about here. So what we did was my wife and I purchased this property. It is a sandwich lease. So the seller still held title. It's a sandwich lease. And we purchased the property for $525. Okay, $525, and the monthly was roughly $2,100. Now, out of that $2,100 was $1,000 principal pay down. Because what happened was we ended up working with a seller who had a 15-year loan, and when we went under agreement, there was 6 years left on that loan. So the principal that was coming off of this was massive. So $1,000 principal pay down, and what we discussed was a term of 36 months. Okay, and I broke a rule. We gave a deposit. We gave 2 deposits of $2,500. So one when we moved in and one about 6 months later. So that would be a total of $5,000 as a deposit. So over the course of it's roughly just over 2 years. Over the course of about 2 years, my wife and I did put roughly $50,000 in updates. Because as I said, we truly believed that we were going to be buying this property. But when life changed, we decided to go ahead and sell the property. Well, the market had appreciated significantly. What we do is we lived on a house. House was right here. There was probably a street here. There's a street there, and then what there was this big tall grass area, and then right on the other side of this big tall grass area was a beach. So the water was like right here. So huge views of the water, and that's of course why the appreciation on this property was significant in just over 2 years. This whole neighborhood behind us and around us had appreciated significantly. So I say that because these numbers will be rather large for 2 years, but also because if you're interested in buying your own home, don't limit yourself to thinking that you can't buy a property in a nice area. That's unrealistic. You can definitely buy very nice homes in nice areas with water views, with mountain views, and be able to do this on a lease purchase or owner financing or buying it sub 2, buying on terms. So don't limit yourself there. So let's go back to this. So we ended up selling the property for $642,500. Now, we did have to pay for the realtor. So realtor at 5% was roughly $32,125. But the listing agent was a friend of ours, so he gave us a kickback. Actually, this realtor was, many of you guys know my background, and that is I was a bartender. Me and my realtor friend were both bartenders together. We used to actually man the bar together. So it's pretty cool to see this come to fruition, because now I've actually done multiple deals with my friend here, who we all started as humble beginnings of being bartenders. So this is a kickback. So this is going out. This is coming back. And then what was due to the seller? Due to the seller was roughly $489. I'm making this sound easy, but actually from the time in which I decided to make that pivot, our family decided to make that pivot instead of purchasing this property, it was a back and forth with the seller. The seller started to get amnesia. He wanted to renegotiate this deal. So it was actually a drain. I can tell you it was a drain. It wasn't the easiest arrangement. It wasn't the easiest deal. But I am grateful that I was able to work with him, because he gave me and my family a chance at the time. But I can tell you that the notice of option that we filed on the house, so the NOO, which every single one of you should be filing a NOO or a memorandum of real estate, whatever it is in your state, to put yourself on title, to cloud the title, because that NOO has saved us hundreds, if not just, I'd say hundreds of thousands of deals, worth of deals. But also for this deal in particular, had saved our family six figures. So make sure you're always filing the NOO, and the NOO is inside QLS home study course. So make sure you're utilizing that paperwork. So that's due to the seller. So roughly, once all was said and done, about $125,390.62 was what the total net profit was on this deal. Now, you may be saying to yourself, whoa, you put in $50,000 worth of updates. Well, of course. So I totally get that. And if we didn't put that updates in, would it have appreciated for over $125,000? No, it wouldn't. But it would have been something, I don't know, maybe $60,000, maybe $50,000, maybe $70,000. We don't know. But the best part about this whole thing was we were putting in updates. We were living in the house. We were enjoying the property. And we were still able to eventually walk away with not only our investment that we made from ourselves, but also almost triple. So let's even just say you minus that. So you're at roughly $75,000. Also, because, and this is the major thing that I want you to take away as well, because we were on title and because we lived in the property, we were able to save 25% from capital gains, meaning we didn't pay capital gains on this because we lived in the house ourselves. It was considered our personal residence because of the NOO and because we lived there as well. So this deal in itself was an amazing experience, and I hope that each and every one of you are able to experience something similar. Make sure you take advantage of these types of options: sandwich leases, owner financing, subject to deals for your own personal properties, especially if you're somebody that's like me, where you're self-employed, maybe I need credit repair, things of that nature. Take advantage of it. You can buy very nice homes. You could eventually, if you decide to flip out of it, you can certainly do that as well. So there's many different options out there for you to be able to take advantage of this. So everybody, hope you enjoyed another Deal Structure Sunday. Make sure if you're on YouTube, you are go ahead, like, subscribe, comment below. I'd be happy to answer any and all your questions. Make sure you're showing up to our Wicked Smart Sit Down. And if you are a QLS Home Study Course holder, make sure you're showing up to the Wicked Smart Workshops where we work through your deals reach out to support or go ahead and book a strategy call at smartrealestatecoach.com/action, where myself, Chris, or our strategy expert, Brian, will dive into any questions that you have and be able to maybe structure your own deal for your own house. Everybody have a fantastic day, acquire greatness, and I'll see you soon.